Kanpai.
Hi. Welcome one and all to episode 216 of Kanpai Cast, where today we'll be talking about plot armor versus tone armor. Today, of course, our usual host is Nasuth, and on my right is, unfortunately, a man about to read out his manifesto to the world, Xenogelion. Sorry, Xeno's travelling. He's gone home for the holidays, and so unfortunately, he does not have a front light. So we'll have to put up with this for a bit until he can sort that out.
To be fair, I was planning on actually bringing my good webcam, but because that's got like HDR lighting on it, so it would actually light up different parts of the picture like better. I forgot to bring it with me, so I'm stuck with this crappy one.
Just put like a notepad on your monitor, like so it's bright white, and then it'll.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely improve his collection. Right. Before we start, it's the usual housekeeping. If you can drop us a like, maybe subscribe, and if you drop a comment in the doodly-doo down below, Nasuth reads every one. We try to respond to as many as we can, and we even read out the best.
And I interrupt people while I'm reading them, too. You know.
Yes.
I get to interrupt Thaylien this time. Haha.
Definitely. It's a thing. If you're playing the usual drinking game, that was a shot. He is. So,
if Xeno ever interrupts one of us, you have to drink your whole drink.
Yes. So, if you head on down to the description below, you'll find the links to the Discord streaming, the Patreon. Please go join Xeno's Patreon, because that's how we pay Nasuth to do the editing for other shows. And you'll also find down there the audio version, the link to the RSS code, and Spotify links. The other things you'll find down there include social media, and we'll have the links to the memes that we do at the end of the show, where we archive them because Reddit likes to delete things. So why you look so confused?
What the hell is that noise in the background? It sounds like some running water or some shit.
It is running water. Sorry, okay, I'm surprised you can hear that.
Oh, is that Raina's
cat has a
fountain? Yeah.
Yeah, she now has a water fountain, which is adorable to watch her use, by the way, guys. I should post a video on our Discord or something, because she forgets that it's running water, sticks her nose in it, and then sneezes, and then tries to run away from it. Very random.
I actually, speaking of editing, this is totally unrelated, but people might be interested anyway. I just got like a new USB keypad to put next to my mouse to make editing a little easier. We'll see if it actually works. If it actually helps. Anyway,
awesome. Cool. We are improving the show day by day. So that's all the housekeeping I've got time for at the moment. So what say we get into the topic? Because this is another one that I've just dropped on people. Okay.
Sure.
The discussion of plot armor versus tone armor. And I want the audience at home to understand the difference between these two things. Plot armor is usually defined by somebody surviving something because the plot demands them to, not because of any realistic or expectations of them having actually survived whatever it is.
Not because they're actually competent or
yes.
Yeah.
It's basically the survival does not appear to be logical or earned, versus tone armor, where the show itself, by its tone, by its vibes, demands that the characters may not die even when they're expected to. So an example would be Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes has tone armor. Everybody in Looney Tunes survive everything because it doesn't matter if they're blown to dust by, I've just hit my mic, blown to dust by an explosion, their eyes blinking on top of it. It does, they get up again for the next episode or for the next scene. It's expected, right? And I'm not saying that all anime pulls Looney Tunes shit, but it has some similar tone, especially in the comedies. So tone armor versus plot armor, but it doesn't also only apply to comedy either. So I thought get one out the way quickly, as long as Nasuth wants to start us onto the discussion.
I also included some counterexamples when we were putting these together. So like times when you would expect them to have plot armor because, tropes and whatnot, but then they end up not having it. And you're like, whoa, hang on, what's going on here?
Absolutely. Yes. So all part of the discussion. So I thought I'd get one out of the way because it's, Thaylien can't go an episode without mentioning it, and it's Bleach.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
Nasuth, do you want to bring the poke controls?
Oh, yes. Do I need to do this?
Unfortunately, I think you might, but also we're still on this particular setting.
Oh, shoot, you're right. Oh my god, what's wrong with me this week? Oh.
Alrighty. So, Bleach has tone armor rather than plot armor. There is in no way any point where the characters feel in danger from what's going on. There's too many characters on screen. There's too many people that can step in for a rescue. There is almost never a point where any of the main cast look like they can die. And even
I want to interject here. No. I want to. Yeah, it's a case of they always look there like they're gonna die. Like I remember when Ichigo is fighting Renji, right, in the Soul Society, and like there's blood pouring off of Ichigo, and it's like they always look like they could die, but let's face it, they never will. No matter how much blood is lost, how many limbs are chopped off, how many swords are smashed, they'll never die. From the moment
they introduced the fact that Orihime can literally reject wounds and death on a body to bring them back, not full death, but any injury, Orihime can just drop her healing thing over them and bring them back to full, regardless of how bad they are.
See, you're calling that tone armor, but to me that really sounds like plot armor.
That's
a thinly veiled excuse for.
Even then, so this is like taking advantage of the trope of plot armor, but just basically nobody dies ever because they just bring in too many characters. They bring in the whole of Soul Society, all of those characters.
Xeno, earlier when I was discussing this topic with him last night a little bit, he actually said this is potentially tone armor is the wrong word. It might be better to say thematic armor, because thematically, you're right. Bleach, does fit that tone or fit that theme, but in terms of plot, it's totally 100% plot armor. It's just that you expect it with this theme, with the theming of
that's again
a Shonen Jump sort of show.
That is the difference between plot and tone armor, right? Because tone armor is when the show itself takes advantage of the way it's presenting itself to have people not die.
It still feels like a plot device. It is a plot device.
But plot armor is the unearned version of it. Okay, and the contrast to that. We'll do the further example of that. It's almost a twist on it. In fact, is Dragon Ball Z. They literally have Dragon Balls. They literally can bring back people to life. And it started, the show originally went back when it was Dragon Ball and had the initial rules that somebody who's been brought back by the dragon once could not be brought back again. That's why at the start of Dragon Ball Z, the character Chaozu sacrificing themselves was such a thing. He'd already been brought back to life once. He couldn't be brought back by the Dragon Balls again. And the whole reason they went to Namek is because Namekian Dragon Balls can do that.
Correction, the whole reason they went to Namek is because Piccolo died.
Well, yes, it was, exactly. Because Piccolo died.
And without Piccolo, you got no Dragon Balls.
They didn't have the regular Dragon Balls. But no, even then, it was the thing that Dragon Ball Z, as a show, basically came to that thing of, by the end of the Frieza saga and start of the next one, Goku can teleport around the universe at will. and go and grab somebody who can make new Dragon Balls for Earth, or can go to a new Namek and wish on the Dragon Balls there. And between the multiple dragons they have, they can just bring anybody back. There is no death that is unsolvable in Dragon Ball Z.
So there, and the worst part, God, it's so. There's so many more Dragon Balls than just those two sets too. There's the ones in the Demon Realm. There are 7 planet-sized Dragon Balls that only exist in the web, the ONA, and then there are the Universal Dragon Balls that they have in Super, which were the reward for the tournament at the end. It's just, oh my god, and then they're all just more powerful and more powerful and more powerful, and it's just.
Yep.
Anyway,
so
I think
that's neither here nor there.
I kind of feel like I want to railroad this because I feel that there is a large flaw in this conversation where we don't have a unanimous agreement on what is plot armor versus what is tone armor or thematic armor or whatever you want to call it. All right.
Right.
I want to railroad us and say, like, categorically, Sword Art Online is rich with plot armor, right? So, case in point, in Sword Art Online, we have the main female protagonist, Asuna, who is bumped off by the end of Core 1, Season 1, but... So the idea is that when her avatar in the video game dies, she dies in real life. But several minutes pass, and somehow she is still alive. And it's like, but it was the end of the game, it doesn't count. That's fucking convenient bullshit, because she died before the last boss was defeated. I mean, convenience.
Yeah, but it's so she can be trapped by the bad guy for the second core. And then Yeeture has to go save her.
The princess is in another castle. Yeah, excellent. Fucking peak fiction.
Yeah.
But the other side of this... What?
So, I definitely agree that this is Girlfriend in the Fridge. No,
but everyone thinks she is.
This is plot armor, because this one sets up the world where they make that hard rule. Dying in the game, you die in real life. Yeah. And they even show some rather horrific scenes of people giving up and just wanting to be out so badly that they like throw themselves off of Aincrad. And it's sets up that area just specifically so that they can pull that rule around and say no, it doesn't apply in this case to their main characters.
Yeah. The other side of this was in Sword Art Online Alicization, where I bring this up every single time because it was so egregious, I cannot forget it. Where effectively, Kirito knows to take an anti-paralysis potion because of the scabbards that his opponent's daggers were held in, right? He knew what...
Technically a sheath for a knife, but anyway...
No, it's depending on if it's soft or hard. If it's a sheath, it's like loose. It's cloth. It's like leather.
Anyway,
but if it's a scabbard,
it's
Two pedants.
Right. But the whole point is he was able to tell which. He's fucking looking it up.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
I said to continue while I look.
This is an actual...
Yeah, well, I can't. I'm being distracted, aren't I, Nasuth?
This is an actual rare time, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, where Xeno is not wrong.
Yeah.
A scabbard is typically used for swords, long knives, and other large blades by being rigid.
Rigid storage
specifically
case.
Because of the length of the blade, whereas flexible blades are used for shorter knives and daggers.
Made of leather, which make them lighter and more flexible. Right, okay.
Right.
Cool, there you go.
Anyway...
Xena was actually right.
So the whole point is he knew which so he had to take anti paralysis potion because he recognized the material that the scabbards were made out of by look from about, I want to say, 15 feet away, Upper flight of stairs. You know, it's just like, this is absolutely brain damage.
Neil Breen levels of storytelling.
Oh, God, tell me about it. If you know who Neil Breen is, congratulations.
He's the best.
Go look him up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, isn't this a video game where you can, in fact, zoom
No.
your vision?
No.
Yeah, so that's why he would see them 15 feet away, because you literally have perfect vision in the video game.
I repeat the word no. You don't have this. Not in alicization. You are limited to your physical parameters, right?
Really? So you can't give yourself 20/20 vision if you have if you're like nearsighted or anything?
No, I'm pretty sure you couldn't do that in the other games in Minecraft.
Yeah,
and shit
interesting.
like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole point is fucking plot armor thick as shit, right?
Yeah.
And it is awful.
Just like Kirito,
it is
thick as
egregious. Yeah, it is awful. It is egregious. No one likes it. So I think we have established what is plot armor, right? Being able to just pull shit out your ass, right? Nasuth, you seem to be primed to be talking about what is...
No.
Okay,
I'm just looking. I have nothing in mind next.
Okay, shall we talk about something that is thematic, right, or tone? What is the difference? Okay, you want to go for Konosuba.
That was that was the one Thaylien came up with during our pre-show talks as a good example of tone armor.
Go on then.
I mean, right here's a perfect example. One of them's getting eaten by a frog, right? And Kazuma is not anywhere near as good as he is later. Yeah. That sword does nothing to it, and yet somehow they survive.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
Plot. But it's tone.
Well,
it's tonal plot.
Funnies.
It's tonal plot.
It's for the funnies, though.
Yes.
The tone is thematically comedy. So they have to get into bad situations that you don't know how they get out of, because that's funnier that way.
Like, how does Darkness survive all the stuff she goes through? Because it's fucking funny to see her be a masochist.
Yes, like getting dragged behind a cart while everybody they get chased by giant birds as bait. That should leave her horrifically scarred and damaged.
I mean, I know she's a crusader, but even so.
Yeah. If that had been something like Berserk, that would have been a way to kill her. You know, that would have been a punishment that killed her. As it is, it's a funny ha-ha moment where they can reel her back in again once everything's stopped.
And then she can beg for it to happen to do it all over again. You know, that's where the funny is.
Exactly. So that I think again, for comedy's sake, is a tone armor situation. It's a thematic thing where people survive unlikely situations for comedic effect.
Only because of the comedic effect.
Yes.
If we were to take away the comedy... No, in this instance, in Konosuba's instance. Right?
Yes.
So, if Konosuba wasn't the funny ha-ha that it is, we would have gone like, nah, this is plot armor to the nth degree. Yeah? Okay. Do we have an example of tone/thematic armor that's is not ha-ha funny? That is serious. One that we can agree on.
Kind of, but it's more the opposite. Okay? I would pick up slice of life romance as a tone armor that has the opposite effect.
Okay, you have to justify that.
Yeah.
Tone armor in slice of life romance is to perpetually get in the way of the romance happening.
Example?
So when I put this little joke, the real armor is around my heart, you're using that to be like...
No, I'm not actually using that. That was actually where I was going with this.
The story
is that you take an anime like Suzuka or a show
these two
like,
characters that obviously should be together, and yet something is stopping them, essentially.
Yes.
Right.
And we make jokes about how things like Tomo-chan is a girl, where they actually get together at the end of the show, end of the first season, being the standouts, because there's so many that they don't even hold hands by the fourth episode. They don't even get, say they like each other until the end of the season, and even then, that's not the actual way it plays out. 100 Girlfriends, for example, is a case where the joke is that he actually starts getting a girlfriend, but he then is going to get more and more and more and more and more from the most unexpected ways, and the shenanigans that brings prevents him from being what you and I would call a committed monogamous relationship.
But I hate to rain on your parade. The whole reason for that is 100 Girlfriends is a comedy. It is a comedy first.
Okay. So that's why I would go for more serious ones like Suzuka, which we don't have in the system. And I did mean to add, Suzuka is a show based on a manga that I mistakenly read, thinking, oh, it's a cute romance.
Okay.
And it went on for nearly something like 800 chapters before finally actually getting the damn thing and finishing up at the end of it with them actually getting together in the most stupid way possible. So I hate the thing, and it is definitely 100% a serious show, serious romance show with a drama stroke to it, and more things happen to make it so that these characters do not actually date each other properly.
That's a wild take, but I think you've justified it pretty well, honestly.
I'm not sure.
It's a different kind of I don't think it really counts as plot versus thematic armor, but it's very adjacent to that.
Yeah, it's how the theme of the show
but in terms of actual
to ensure events don't happen. So in action things, that would be death. In romance shows, that would be the actual romance progression.
Even in shows like, oh crap, oh god, what was it called? It's like My Relationship with Yamada-kun at level 999.
Oh yeah,
what it was called? Yes. I'm trying to find it in the system. Literally there it is. Cool. So, like, this is more this is more along the lines of your traditional romance. Like, will they, won't they? Is never truly answered, because like they want to string you along for the journey, because in all honesty, this project wants to make you buy the source material, because that's where the bulk of the money is made in all of these projects. Hell, like the second season 2 of Dan to Dan finished, I started reading the damn thing, right? I've actually overtaken season 2 now, and I'm freaking loving it. But that's literally what...
he's cheating, guys. He's cheating.
He is cheating.
I'm reading it. I can read. But
you can read.
My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999 is the same thing. It is trying to incentivize people, hey, come read the source material, be it light novel or...
Yes.
So I don't think it's ever in the interest of a production to get the main characters in a relationship. One such example is Horimiya, which I think we have in the system. Horimiya, where are you? I don't know if we have it in here or not. Right, so, but Horimiya is another love story where the main love interests do get into a relationship by halfway through. And then it's like, okay, their story is interesting as it's developing, but the narrative then focuses on the side characters. Like, oh, will they, won't they for these side characters? And it's boring. It's crap. It's awful. Don't like it.
Exactly. So put it the other way. There is the I would call the plot armor version of this, as opposed to tone armor, To Love Ru, which is a comedy, so nobody's going to die. But the way that it ensures that the romance doesn't happen is ever more and more bullshit. To the point where even when he confesses his love for the one person he wants to confess it to, what happens is he's talking to her individually, goes to say it, and as he closes his eyes to nerve himself up, everybody else from the whole cast arrives, and it looks like he's confessing to all of them. So it's plot armor in the sense that it's not just that the romance isn't going to happen, or it's not going to progress properly, and it's going to keep going for the next season or whatever, but it's also complete bullshit for it not happening.
Okay, I don't think I can be convinced. I think Nasuth has been.
What?
I'd love to.
You guys were talking about rom-com, so I fell asleep.
Good job. I think Nasuth has been, but what I would like to hear is from the audience. Like, do you think that rom-coms where the characters are prevented to be in a relationship is that plot armor, right? Because I don't feel it is. I think it's just a narrative device. It's just a trope.
Again, like I said, I don't think it technically fits, but I think it's adjacent enough. I think he's convinced me that it's adjacent enough that I get where he's coming from, even if I don't necessarily agree.
Right.
So I think that...
but for an actual serious plot armor show...
Oh, yeah.
No, sorry, not plot armor, tone armor. I would actually say Berserk. It's hard to go with this kind of discussion without talking about Berserk. Now, admittedly, people do get fucked up pretty bad in this show. But when you're doing things like battling Immortal Zod, it feels like they should not come out of that alive. But because of the tone of the show, because Guts has put in a lot of work, because Griffith is the chosen one, you come out of it like, of course they win. That's how it has to go.
You're not wrong. This is an excellent example, I think, of thematic armor.
How many times has Guts taken an arrow or something and come out of it on the other side?
Well, I think Guts is a bit of a strange one because he should not be able to wield the weaponry he does, regardless of whether or not it's the Dragon Slayer or not. So for everyone else's benefit, the Dragon Slayer is this monumentally massive sword. I think it's like 9 feet long.
And then make it a little longer and about 3 times as wide.
Yeah, if people could actually see it.
Slab of steel. And it is as easily as wide as my shoulders.
If we put on Berserk 2016, you'd be able to see it in that. But
yeah, it's monumentally massive. He should not be able to wield it the way he does. I argue no one could wield the Dragon Slayer the way he does, regardless of how much of a bodybuilder they are. There is definitely some bullshit element going on with Guts that it's like how Griffith is the prophesized one. I think there's something to do with Guts with that.
Yeah.
Side note. Did you know that a person actually showed that you can swing some giant swords around if you're strong enough? Because what's stopping you is the leverage effect. So if you were strong... So what he did, he actually supported it with a belt-mounted arm. And he found that in that respect, as long as it was within the movement of the arm that was mounted to his belt, supporting the weight through his legs rather than through his shoulders... the sword was actually usable in terms of the big swings and sweeps.
No, I the weight more.
If you did have the strength, if you were that strong, technically these swords would work. But even then, the Dragon Slayer is fucking ridiculous and should not work that way.
Yeah.
It's sort of a similar idea to if you lay on a nail, it's going to stab into you. But if you lay on a bed of nails, it distributes it more, so it's fine.
Yep.
It's that sort of concept.
And if you lay on somebody on a bed of nails, then you still don't get stabbed.
Surprisingly, yeah. Well, it depends. Depends on how heavy you are and how many nails there are.
Okay. So I was going to pick some shows for this. The only one I picked was Sword Art Online because Nasuth's given us a huge, massive list. I want to know, Nasuth, why did you put Chainsaw Man in this list?
There was a good reason for that.
I can't remember, he says.
I think Chainsaw Man is another one that has tonal or thematic armor, because even though Denji survives things that no normal human would be able to, including bleeding out a lot, it's because he has a demon or a devil inside of him, and you know, like they even make a point of like he has to restore his own blood by devouring demons. I'm sorry, devouring other devils. Devouring other devils.
No.
They make a point of showing that people with his kind of power, where they've got a devil inside them, can survive a heck of a lot more than they should.
Yeah, but I swear he devours, like he's like, oh, I'm running low on blood, and so he devours the Bat Devil? I think it might be the Bat Devil.
It doesn't have to be other devils. It can be humans.
Oh, it could just be anyone.
Well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
it's just blood.
So,
but he has to eat something in order to restore his blood.
Well, he just needs to be given blood. So, someone could give them their blood,
transfuse
or
blood. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if he has to consume. Every depiction I remember, it's always consumed.
But there is like an actual threat there. So the fact that he does survive is down to tonal and thematic elements as opposed to pure plot.
Well, an interesting side to this is I don't think you could count Denji as surviving, because in a lot of instances, without external intervention, he dies. He dies multiple times.
Well, yeah,
so
but
it requires.
But he doesn't stay dead. Is the point?
No, but that's because of the external intervention. It's not like, but I saw that you were going to do this maneuver, so I made.
That's why it's not plot armor.
Yeah.
Okay. Just as a clarification point, plot armor can include people coming along with a proverbial resurrection potion.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that means that you survive, but, however, people being prepared and you going ahead of time saying,
I think,
well, I'm not going to survive this, could you stand by with a resurrection potion? That's not plot armor.
No, but that's the difference between ahead of time or post.
Yes, I think if it's something established, like the Dragon Balls, then it's not a plot device, per se. I mean, it is, but it's not...
It's not a MacGuffin plot armor thing.
Yes, there's a Chekhov's gun involved here, where it's set up ahead of time, so that when it happens, you're like, oh yeah, okay, of course.
Exactly.
But, I mean, in instances where Denji dies, they have to, go get him. They don't know that they have to do this until after he has died. Right. They have to intervene after the fact, as opposed to, oh no, he's gonna die, better get the blood bags,
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, we saw him die in the first episode?
At the start of the show.
Yeah. And Pochita brought him back to life by merging with him. So that's where it all started. So you kind of have that basis all ready to go. Okay, he could survive. Well, he could be dead and still be brought back because this has already happened once.
Okay.
Yes. And so again, it's establishing a trend in the show that people can survive things by supernatural means.
So this is a good example of armor
of tone
as opposed to
You have a bad one, Nasuth?
Well,
didn't you bring in Death Note?
I did bring in Death Note. I'm not sure if that actually counts now, though, because thematically within the show, it makes sense that he's able to do, well, some of this stuff. Not all of it. Like, the potato chip bag is
Not
really...
by a long amount of it.
I don't know how you can justify much of Death Note, but, like...
I think
it's
some
all...
of it is okay. Like getting, is it Misa? No, Mina?
No, I think isn't it Misa?
Misa.
To get the to use her Shinigami eyes, so he doesn't have to get them. Stuff like that kind of makes sense, but a lot of the deductive traps that he escapes from make little to no sense.
No sense. And the fact he escapes them is just...
Yeah, exactly.
That is plot armor as opposed to tone armor.
But the tone of the show is
right up
that he should be able to do that.
Doesn't. Yeah. Okay. I think there's a difference in this particular case. So making it a bad case of tone armor, because people don't do that, even in his world, where they've tried to establish this idea that people can have mental jousting matches by just staring at each other silently for 5 minutes. The inner monologue stuff is all written to be, supposedly very engaging, but it isn't written intelligently enough to make it that way.
Well, they try to establish that he's an intelligent character with stuff like on the screen right now. You can see how he's setting up a trap for the drawer that he keeps the Death Note in to like destroy it if it ever gets discovered, right? So they try to establish that he's a smart character, and I think in a different show, where he's written better, none of the a lot of these ass pulls wouldn't feel as bad. But because it is in a show where the writer can't actually write a smart character, it does end up like the tone is the same in either case, but the execution is just worse. So I don't know.
That's why I say bad tone armor.
Bad tone armor, not necessarily plot armor.
But at the same time, like, I feel that the mental gymnastics that people just have to give up and go, yeah, sure, whatever, that is a huge part of the plot armor. It's like, no one tries to justify how Kira is killing these people. So even if you were to work out who it was, you have no evidence that this person ever committed these crimes.
We've ruled out everything else.
Right?
It must be a Shinigami user.
And it's just like, how
Except they haven't ruled out everything else.
I know.
No, because they say, like, towards the beginning of the series, before L turns up, it's like, we have no idea how they're pulling this off, because we've got them in isolated rooms, we've got them, we're monitoring them through and through, and they still die of, like, a heart attack or whatever. And it's like, how is this even happening? Right? It's they have no way of proving any of these things happen. And they took the line from Sherlock Holmes. Was it the
when you eliminate everything impossible? No,
when you eliminate possible, then whatever remains, no matter how much remains, no matter how improbable, that is the
must
answer.
Be the truth.
Yeah, it's just like, right, there are still limits. Like, you could just say, oh, no, what if people actually turn around and say, Kira is real, right? There is actually a deity among us that's murdering all these people. People didn't just go, oh, no, there's got to be a human involved, right? Yeah. What if no one actually thought of that? It's dumb.
Then you have an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
True. I have no idea what you're referencing there.
The movie Devil, where the twist is that the killer among them is literally the devil.
Oh, okay.
What a twist.
Ah, cool.
What
right.
a twist.
I think another horrible example, Nasuth, of what you're describing with Death Note is Battle After 5 Seconds.
Oh God, yeah,
Right.
100%. I almost put that on the
That
list,
is,
but I was the only one that ever watched any appreciable amount of it.
No, I watched the vast majority of it, and I gave up The Will to Live.
I thought you only watched like 4 or 5 episodes.
Dude, I got to the
I was
point
having
where...
a drink. Please don't try to kill me with those kind of statements.
Well, no, dude, we got to the point where he was trying to convince the other girl, like,
yeah,
I
that
want
was
you
like
to
4 or 5
take
episodes
really,
in.
really... No, it was much later than that. It was like
No,
7, 8... Some...
no, sir.
There was.
No.
There was. Regardless.
Anyway.
When you get to the point where you've got to try and convince someone to think something else really bloody hard, even though it's been proven that, A is a real thing. It's like, no, I need you to believe real hard. B is the solution. No, but I've seen A. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, it doesn't make any bloody sense. No one can pull this off.
I remember
unless you
watching
hypnotize them.
the last couple of episodes, and I've blocked them out now. They no longer exist in my brain. But I remember them being even worse than that. Like, you think that's the low point. No, it gets worse. It gets more contrived. It gets... Whew!
Okay. Who wants
Very
to
bad.
talk
Very
about...
bad example. Very bad.
Yeah. I think it's a brilliant example of plot armor, but...
Oh, yeah, 100%. Should we talk about one of the subversions that I put in here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on, then.
I would say the biggest anti-plot armor show where there's not even tone armor is Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Yeah. So I put that one in there because you expect there to be... Well, you sort of expect there to be tone armor or plot armor, but also at the same time, the entire show... You also expect there to be none because it's a cyberpunk story. And if you know anything about cyberpunk, you know there's never a good ending.
Nope. There's almost never a happy ending in anything to do with cyberpunk. That's just how things go. It's designed to be almost a grimdark setting where the city never changes, nothing you do ever really matters, you can only burn brightly for a bit.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
They do try to make you think that there's going to be good stuff happening because for the vast majority of the show, these guys are kicking ass and taking names.
Mm-hmm. And our main character does seem to have that little bit of built different where he seems to be able to handle something that nobody else can handle to that extent. And then only in the latter half of the show to reveal that no, he's actually aware that it's not the case himself. And he's having to do more and more to compensate for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it is a good narrative device to kill off your main cast?
I think it depends.
Yes.
But yes.
Okay.
I think it can definitely be used well.
Mm-hmm. So the starting bit, of course, when
actually,
the first
hang on, Thaylien. I'm sorry, Thaylien. Hang on, right before you go into that. Of course, it's a good narrative device. Shakespeare did it a lot. Shakespearean tragedies invariably end with everyone dead.
On the stage, if possible.
Anyway, continue, Thaylien.
Yes. So yeah, it seems to be so the first 3 that go are definitely a plot device thing. They go to teach lessons to the rest of the cast. So the first one being, no, anybody can and will die at any time if they're not careful. So if they go up and talk to some guy that just seems to be doing something random, he could actually be a cyber psycho that'll turn around and shoot you dead in that heartbeat. Just snap. So you go in prepared. You never leave yourself open like that. That's the lesson. Then when the next 2 go, it's cyber psychosis is real. That you have to actually take it easy with the modifications you put in, because even people that seem strong and full-bodied and full of life and have been doing this a long time to get to the age they are, they're not proof against it either. And so those three deaths give them that serious nature, give them the push to become a serious gang, a serious group of people that doesn't take risks and tries not to push their mods too far. And only David is supposedly the one that's different and can push his modding further than most. But then after that, every death that happens it's a combination of hubris and plot drama that drives it forward to show that every single person is precious, is not to be discounted from the plot. That even what we think of as a side character in that setting can just be, can only survive by being a side character, can only by being tangential to the plot. That's how they escape things.
Right, but at the same time, I think the value of characters dying in your narrative shows you how serious you are as a screenwriter or scriptwriter or author or whomever, I say that because Cyberpunk Edge Runners doesn't have any source material as far as I know.
Yeah, it takes a real gutsy writer director to do that sort of thing.
The value in this stuff makes it that the world is so much more tangible, right? The fact that, because when you look at kids shows like sake of argument, Teletubbies or what have you, or Peppa Pig, pick one, right? The whole point is that nothing bad can happen in these worlds, right? They are free of violence, crime, all the negative parts, all the negative aspects of life.
The worst that can happen is the worst that should happen, where somebody takes a tumble down a hill and bruises their knee or something like that.
But when you have shows, again, the easiest one is Sword Art Online here, where a character dies but they don't die, is just like, well, what this is taking away from the reality of the situation. What if you had Kirito just constantly sort of like mourning for Asuna, right? Well, not constantly, but you get my point, right?
That's
much like how
him going forward.
Yeah, but like no, we can't have anyone go through anything negative. Negative things are bad. People don't want negativity.
That's the
people want to feel good.
They tried to do that with Sword Art with Yui, didn't they? What was his name?
Bronze Yui?
The shy black-haired girl that got them into trouble. He got him into that first clan and died saving his life.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yes. But she's instantly forgotten.
He was a mess after that, but then again, he went through that part of the character growth, and then they tried to show, it was supposedly, I've heard people on that one say that the fact that Asuna came back was supposed to be the thing that healed him from Yui. Is that she was supposed to have died but then came back, whereas Yui did die and didn't come back.
I argue against that because you never see him reflecting on Yui ever again, right? It's like 2 minutes at the end of one episode and that's it, right? It's like, this should be something that a cross he bears, right? But he doesn't.
They try to. They don't do it very well, but they try to. It's like when people come to get him to join a clan, right? Like when Asuna does it, there's a flash of Yui's face, and then that's why he says no at the start. Because it's put him off clans, and helping people and doing the other things. And you see these moments occasionally. It's done so badly that you've missed it entirely from the way you're talking about it, and
But even so, having a character
attention disorder.
having a character die and then come back completely undermines it all.
Yes.
I don't think it has to. I mean, look
but
at
in this instance, it does.
It does. I was going to say, look at Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, right? That's used to great dramatic effect.
Yeah,
exactly. And then they explain how he earned that coming back.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's the point, is that
it's when it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
And it affected all the characters.
Yeah.
Until he came back. And they explained how he did it in the book, so in a way that the audience would know, but the characters wouldn't. And so his return was then, a moment where it was supposed to be some kind of... In the books, it was supposed to be this double thing of the White Wizard coming through the woods. And you're not... you as the audience are thinking, wait, is it Saruman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... and then it comes to Gandalf, and you're like, yes, we're completely vindicated for believing that Gandalf would come back as the White, from the description of his fight with the Balrog. That kind of thing. That was the thing when you're as a reader of it. In the movie, not quite presented the same way.
But still not bad. But still, and still nowhere as bad as what you were talking about with Sword Art. Yeah, no, correct.
So that's the point, is that in this setting, death has to be a real thing. If they shot somebody in the head and then he got better, if that hadn't been shown to be like he's modded and his head was a fake brain and he had his actual brain somewhere else, that's the thing. You could use that for a villain, for example, where they think they've won by shooting the guy in the head, and he's actually got his brain somewhere buried deep in his chest, and so he does the whole thing of falls over and then goes, "You thought you beat me," and gets back up again.
Geto in season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, where they think they've killed him, but he's already dead, and he's got that demon living in his head.
Yes. So that whole thing, unless it's actually a plot point where
I don't know if he's dead,
definite reason why a real... Yeah. So unless there's a reason in Cyberpunk for there to be a fake out for death, then actual death has to be real, has to be unavoidable in that respect. So David's mother being that beautiful...
Oh God, imagine if she'd come back from the dead.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Imagine if she'd just been in a coma the whole time and he faked him out with the ashes. That kind of thing.
So I want to circle this back around to Bleach, because I don't think Bleach has the thematic armor that you claim it does, because no one takes any substantial injury to the point of, oh, they're gonna die, or it's like, again,
this
people
is why I wanted you to watch 1,000 Year Blood War.
But I think he's saying that fits the thematic world that they're in. You wouldn't expect anyone to take serious injury just because of the theme of the world.
Right, but then no one can...
They do take serious injury, but not in a way that is undoable. For example, they establish, when they're in the Soul Society, they establish that the healers there in the Soul Society are using Reishi healing you in a spirit body. Yeah. So you don't get permanent injuries because they can put you back together. Hanatara spends ages healing up Ichigo and Renji. They point out a few of the others, like, as I say, Orihime healing them up. But in the fight between Ichigo and Byakuya for the first... No, not Byakuya. Kenpachi for the first time, they literally point out that, yes, you've taken some heavy damage, but I am your Zanpato spirit and I'm holding back your blood so you don't bleed out.
Right, which is bullshit. That's a bullshit thing.
When did they establish that they can hold back blood? Huh?
I think it was then.
Yeah.
They established that one of the powers that Ichigo has through his abilities is that he doesn't bleed out if he gets interference from his Zanpakuto toe.
Okay.
But that later on is actually revealed. 1,000-Year Blood War and the things that go on there explain that this is actually just precursor to everything that Kubo had planned out for the character and his powers, his actual power set.
Yeah, could you just imagine if Ichigo died and there'd be no plot for... Huh?
So that's the thing, though. They established all this time, even when he takes damage at the end, the hollow mask that comes up later on in the Bleach series, before 1,000-Year Blood War, is what prevented a lethal blow from Kanpai. Is the hollow mask manifesting before his fight with Byakuya.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so they point these all out. It's a, but then all of them, they all have the same thing. Byakuya himself nearly dies in 1,000-Year Blood War. He's impaled to a wall. One of the plot points at during the Soul Society arc is that the captain that became the main villain, Aizen, he appears to be stabbed through the chest and pinned to the wall of the Soul Society captain's quarters, and he becomes like the rallying cry around why all the other captains are going out hunting Ichigo and his team.
Right, but that was faked.
Yes, it's faked. Exactly, it's an illusion. So none of the captains die until 1,000-Year Blood War arc, where we actually do lose a couple of them, and even a few of the side characters. But even then, they get brought back.
Oh my fucking god!
I know.
Blood armor.
So they get brought back, but functionally, the worst one is that most of them get brought back as zombies until they can be fixed, more permanently. To the point where I think one of the characters you might have seen in the early show, is Kira, the guy that's blonde hair and he has a sword that makes things heavier every time you hit them.
Oh yeah.
Yes, him. He literally spends half an arc in 1,000-Year Blood War with a hole blown out in the entirety of his torso and being held together by two rods because he was killed in the battle and got brought back as a zombie. So again, the show doesn't let its characters die overall, and even then, when they do appear to die, there is always somebody to save them. And it's from the very start of the show. There's nobody in the show ever really dies apart from the bad guys.
This is supposed to be like,
So if
I don't want to say feudal Japan, but
if it was just Ichigo that had all this stuff happen, it would be plot armor.
No, I disagree entirely. I disagree. Because
if it was just Ichigo, then yeah, and if it was just Ichigo pulling out those things of his power every single time, if it was just that, I would be 100% with you, and that'd be plot armor.
You were trying to justify that, what's called this thematic armor because zombies.
Yeah, I'm trying to justify that the entire show, none of the characters die, so it would be actually out of the show's character to have any of them die. The show itself has set up the situation where everybody has an out. Seeing one die, which you do see one of them in 1,000-Year Blood War, or two of them permanently die. Very important characters permanently die, and that is for that effect, for the thing of showing that not everybody has this tone armor.
I just no.
If the plot demands it, they will kill them off.
This like guy's walking around with a hole in his side, and he's held up with rods. You can't not tell me that's plot armor.
Yeah, again, tone armor, because they established earlier on that, again, this is why I say watch the rest of it, because you'd understand, because the whole point of that part of the arc is that there's an enemy with the powers to create zombies.
I don't think we could agree on this.
Thaylien,
no chance of how we're going to agree on this.
I was sort of with you on the rom-com stuff. I think you made a good argument for that. I'm afraid I can't come with you on this one.
Okay, here's why here's the ultimate thing. Again, if it was just
can we just
one
talk
or
about a
two
good show
people,
instead?
Again, well, just discarding Bleach. If it was just one or two people in a show constantly getting,
I don't think that's
that's plot armor.
No, I don't think that's a requirement for plot armor. I don't think it has to be just one or two. I think it could be the whole cast.
No,
I think it could be everyone in the world.
I believe that if the entire that's what's the what is it? The Everyday Life of Psyche K does. Is that he's changed the world with his psychic powers so that everybody doesn't die from the stupid things.
Right, but that's a comedy again.
Yes, again, a comedy. But again, if everybody that matters to the plot never dies, then it stops being just plot armor and becomes the tone of the show.
I disagree.
So if
completely
the plot armor is so thick, it's tone of the show.
Yeah. I mean, sort of, technically, yes, but that's just an example of plot armor as a tone. Like, it could be both. Yes. It could be that the tone of the show is just to give everyone plot armor, and that is all. That's still plot armor, though.
Yes.
Okay,
and you can't get around that.
Nasuth, I'm intrigued. Why have you put JoJo in here?
Oh, I wanted to talk about Charlotte, but okay, JoJo.
If you want to talk about Charlotte, I mean,
yeah, I said I wanted to talk about a good show.
What's wrong with JoJo?
What's wrong with JoJo then?
Anyway, no, Charlotte, go on, Charlotte.
The thing I like about Charlotte is that it sets you up to think that people are going to have plot armor. It sets you up to think it's going to be your typical, kids with powers, escalating higher and higher until they win. And then it hits you with that one dramatic moment that I don't really want to spoil for people who should go watch the show. And suddenly everything shifts and you start to get people, in real danger, and our main character taking real psychic damage that affects him for the rest of his goddamn life.
Sorry, he means psychological, not psychic.
Yes, sorry, psychological damage. Well, I mean, yeah. Damage to his psyche. Damage to his psyche. And like it's so good at the way it subverts your expectations in that regard. That's why it was in my subverted armor list, because it makes it's so intense in how it handles that. And I think that's another example of, like, we were talking about, it is a show that kills off its main cast good. And in this case, is a show that hurts its main cast. is that good?
Yeah.
Even if ultimately they overcome it, is that good? And I think the answer is yes.
See, if you want psychic damage, all I have to say is that Xeno said that death in Cyberpunk made the world tangible. And I immediately thought that you could instead swap out for Demon Slayer, which makes the world Tanjiro.
Oh my god.
And if you just took psychic damage in listening to this, please put in chat, Thaylien, shut up. Right.
Chat?
Are you...
Is this real?
Chat.
JoJo.
I love you, chat. Dude, I get so comments. No, seriously, like, I do it way too often. I keep on talking to the disembodied voices as chat all the time, but that's besides the point. Are you okay to talk about JoJo now, or do you want to continue talking about Charlotte, Nasuth?
I completely agree with you on Charlotte, so yeah, that's a good example of counter tone and plot armor.
Yeah, I mean, without going into detail, which I don't really want to do because I think people who haven't seen Charlotte should go watch Charlotte and just be aware that there is a point where everything turns. So JoJo, I think this is a sort of a similar case to Bleach in that the plot armor is, for most people, is insanely thick. Kakyoin's the only one I can think of that really... Oh, and Caesar, I suppose. Caesar! But for most people in the show, the plot armor is extremely thick, but it also fits the tone of the show for it to be that way. I mean, how many times has Joseph been involved in vehicular problems, especially planes, and yet he is still alive?
I think the big one was the submarine. Like, how the hell did they survive the submarine?
Yeah.
It's just like, no, you should be dead.
But it works. It fits, and part of that is again because, as we said before, in a comedy show, when you've got that sort of plot armor, it does fit the tone. And I think JoJo is a comedy show. I know it's very action oriented, but it's so over the top in its action that I think it goes into the realm of almost parody.
I agree with you, but I feel that the comedy is a back foot on the action shonen front foot. And
sure, yeah.
I do feel that... So first off, what you're talking about with JoJo is that it's very formulaic in terms of your side characters. If they're going to die, they probably will, and it'll be at the end. Yeah. It's never halfway through. It's never... there is one subversion of that.
Oh, I guess there's also
undone.
Foo Fighters. She does die too, doesn't she?
Oh, dude, if you want a list, the Rancher...
I forgot about part 5 entirely.
Bucciarati.
Yeah.
Oh, God, who else? Avdol, Iggy...
Avdol! How did I forget about Avdol?
Dude, a lot more of them do die.
That's fair.
But the big thing is, they only die at the very end.
Towards the end, yeah.
Right? You know, when it's supposed to clear the stage.
Halfway through, but either way.
No, she died, over 2/3 in, because it's not until Pucci is trying to get the CDs back. The DVDs, the discs. But what was I going with this? The discs...
most people die towards the end.
Yeah, but it feels like, okay, we need to open the stage so our main protagonist can beat the supervillain, right?
Yeah.
How do we go about doing this? Well,
get everyone else out of the way. Yeah.
Again, it's similar in that regard to Dragon Ball Z. Because, how often does Goku turn up when everyone else has had the shit beaten out of them, right? Think about the Saiyan saga. I think Piccolo... Basically, everyone's dead apart from Krillin and Gohan, right? Then Goku turns up. Think about the Frieza saga when, Krillin is whimpering in the corner, Gohan... has probably had the snot kicked out of him. Vegeta is on death's door. Goku turns up.
Yeah.
Right? And then Frieza blows up Krillin and yada, yada, yada. It happens so many times that our main protagonist turns up at the last moment, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a case of how do we clear the stage. And... I think JoJo handles it better because it's just like, nah, they're dead. We're girlfriending them in the fridge. So I will say, unfortunately, I think that this is more plot armor for JoJo than it is thematic armor for JoJo. Because, they're not going to die yet.
Oh,
I mean, what happened? God.
They do have the fake out with Avdol too, where they make you think
Yes.
he died relatively early in, or like halfway in or whatever, and then he pops back up. It's like, oh yeah, that was all fake.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. I really didn't like that. But
because it's a comedy, I'm willing to. Well, it's a shonen with comedy tones, as opposed to So I'm willing to forgive it for that because it was fucking funny. But
I think I just want to double check with you. Was in part 4 did Okuyasu die?
No, but his brother did.
No. Thing of the very end, right? Because they were fighting Kira, and Kira was super. The problem is that they restarted that fight like 4 or 5 times, and I just genuinely can't remember.
Suffers mortal wounds and appears to die. He is brought back to life by Crazy Diamond's ability to heal. There you go.
Right, okay, so he doesn't actually die.
Because fucking Crazy Diamond, and sort of like how Golden Wind can do, weird stuff like that too. But Crazy Diamond's even more specifically focused on healing and rearranging.
Yep, okay, cool. Do we want to touch bases with anything else specifically, or should we just name and shame? Sakamoto Doze.
That one is totally that one's totally tone armor.
That's tone armor.
That's 100% tone armor. Well, again, it's a comedy, so I mean, it's hard to say that they have plot armor when the plot is funny, haha. But I mean, like, how many times does it seem like Sakamoto is, especially in the second half, how many times does it seem like Sakamoto is going to be in danger, and then he just ups the ante even further, like he transforms back into his thinner self because now it's serious time. Like, that is so stupid. There's no way that is real, but it works because it's a comedy. It's fine.
Yep. We could mention Gurren Lagann.
Again, that's I would say tone armor.
That is, again, it's a comedy. So the tone armor for everybody is primarily on, but it's one that deliberately uses that fact to make a single character death last the entire rest of the show as a dramatic moment, doesn't it?
Well, like, I asked the question here, because, like, it's been many, many a year since I watched Gurren Lagann, but, like, is it particularly a comedy, or is it just a complete and utter mockery of the shonen?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say...
In tone, it's a comedy because of how over the top it is.
But that feels like more of a mockery. Because, like...
Well, yes, by parody. It's a parody of a lot of other shows. Therefore, it is, just by its function as a parody, going to have comedy elements to it.
Kill la Kill and Furikuri all have very similar tones, where it's a mix of a serious message presented in a very... I mean, look at this scene right here, where they're escaping
riding
from
pigs.
their... Yeah.
Riding pig moles.
It does have serious messages in it, but by and large, it does it in a comedic tone so that it can gut punch you with the more serious stuff. But, like when
there is no serious show, as you know, that could have one of the characters be underperforming at his job because he is hungry, and then have the main character's pet pop off his whole butt and give it to him, and feed it to him so that he can regain his energy and fight on.
True, but I feel like, again, the comedic elements of both Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, like, they are way, way, way behind the more
I disagree.
battle brawler. I
think they blend almost 50-50.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know, because, like,
possibly even 60-40.
I can't speak 100% to Gurren Lagann. It's been so long since I've watched it. But again, like Kill la Kill, like I watched it within this year.
You get Beach popping out in like really serious moments just to take the piss out of things.
I wouldn't say they take the piss out of things.
Okay.
Like, no, don't get me wrong, Nasuth. I'm not saying that there isn't comedy within Kill la Kill, right? There 100% is, right? But I feel that the tone that Nudist Beach brings is so stoic that, to me personally, the comedy is downplayed.
Yeah, but I think
they put tanks on.
Hold on, it's literally the serious note. Xeno is played serious to highlight the parody that it's doing.
It's played over the top to the point of becoming silly.
Exactly. It's in both shows the exaggeration, the sheer over-the-top nature is what makes it the parody. So if something's serious, it's super serious to the point of absurdity. If something is, the only times when it does things right, it doesn't do something as a parody, is when it is an actual designed emotional gut punch moment.
As cool as it is for Gurren Lagann to be a universe-sized fighting another universe-sized creature, it's so dumb. It's so impossible that it becomes kind of funny. But right before that, you have the gut punch of Simone in the Antiverse seeing Kamina one more time. And that is a huge emotional gut punch, but it only works... Sorry, Kamina. Simone and Kamina.
I don't remember that in the
it's when the ship
they try to
has been sunk into... Yeah. And he sees Kamina one more time, and Kamina helps guide him out, essentially.
I mean, as I said, it's been so long since I've watched the series, I really can't remember.
Yeah. So they try to trap everybody in their their ideal world where they live out their lives as the way they really wanted them to be, and Simone is the one that overcomes it.
Kamina shows up and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Exactly.
I mean, I want to double check something because I'm a pedant. But when you say parody, do you mean just satire in general?
I think
because I'm not entirely sure what this is parody.
That this is a genuine parody of the battle shonen function by showing off just how far you can push this. Well, no, because as it's actually brought up, parody mimics a specific work for comedic effect, or how to use a human to create border societal political. So I believe.
So we're talking parody. We're talking a parody
of specific things to make the overall work a satire of the battle shonen genre.
Okay.
So it's using parody and satire. Well, it is satire, but by using parody moments in individual. When you take it out of each point by point, it's parody.
Sticking to the main topic, I can't speak to Gurren Lagann. Would I say that Kill la Kill has plot armor or thematic armor? I don't know. A part of me wants to say it's quite strong on the plot armor.
I mean, it's perfectly fine to say it has a bit of both. We've said that for other shows. Like, it has plot armor, but that plot armor fits in thematically with the rest of the show.
Yes.
Anyway.
And bad plot armor? We've got solo leveling right there in the queue.
Ragnar Crimson, solo leveling.
Why have we got solo leveling here?
Because this is bad plot armor.
Yeah, every time Jimmy was like, I can't go on, and then suddenly he goes on.
Yeah, the pause, the help you've given me by throwing that sword at the back of the enemy's head is enough for me to put the points that I got from leveling up into my stats, and therefore I am now stronger than the enemy.
Yeah.
I'll give you one for fucking plot armor, which is where is it? Go Loser Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Oh my lord!
I almost put that in there, but I didn't.
Yep.
The one that really comes to mind for me is when he's stealing one of the artifact weapons in season 1, and like they hurl a water tank at him, and you're supposed to think he died, and clearly he should have died, but no, he was able to like dust himself away at the last minute. Yeah, sure he was.
I mean, to me, the biggest problem with Go-Go Loser Ranger is just the sheer, like, concept of time just seems to be non-existent in the entire show. Like
that's a common problem in anime in general. Well, shonen especially.
But like, how can you get from A to B in such a, if you've got any base of reference for doing something, for example, I'm going to sketch a person's likeness, right? How quickly do you think that's going to take? They're supposed to have done it in seconds, and I'm like, no.
Xeno's never heard of speed sketchers.
Yes, but this is supposed to be a sketch that's so detailed that he can actually mimic them to perfection, right? Like,
there's the running shoes by that one brand.
Oh my god.
Speed sketchers.
Okay. Nasuth, you also put in Eminence and Shadow.
Oh, that's just tone armor. That's 100% tone armor. Like,
really?
It's a definite comedy from Nasuth's perspective. Not so much from Xeno's perspective, but from mine and Nasuth's, I agree. It's designed as a comedy.
Well, I mean, I don't think at any point in time there's any life-threatening situation to any of the characters, is there?
Yes, but you're supposed to he gets in those situations where he's practicing to look like he's dead, right? And so in any other situation, it would be plot armor that he comes back to life. Like, he stops his heart and keeps it going keeps his blood pumping with his slime powers, just like doing weird things. This is so stupid. In any other show, it would be 100% plot armor. It comes out of nowhere. It makes no sense. But it's because it's a comedy, because we know he is stupidly overpowered. It's fine. It's tone armor. It fits in.
No, but think about it this way. What about in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where Jotaro stops his own heart to trick Dio? Right?
Yeah,
it's like... I mean, like, at no point in... the Eminence... Sid Kagano is so overpowered bullshit.
But like, I did say JoJo was tone armor, didn't I?
You said it was. I said it was plot armor. Mm. No, I said plot armor.
Okay.
But, like, again, it's with the Eminence and Shadow, I don't think there's any threat on his life at any point in time. The guy really is, like, the biggest...
Even in the end of season 1, where they're inside the vault, and... he lets the elf stab him because it's the only way, or it's the easiest way to get close to her. And it's like, oh no, he's been stabbed, he's gonna die. And he just like grins suddenly. It's like, he was never in any danger. Of course he was never in any danger.
Yeah. Like, he does it, like, oh my god. He is Adam West Batman. Right? He's 100% Adam West Batman, because like as soon as
some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
No, he needs to like exit the scene, so he gets like stabbed and thrown out the window, and then Shadow just turns up at that same window. It's just like, that guy that you killed, I rescued him and he didn't die. So he's Adam West Batman. So.
Or Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yep. I don't remember that one too well.
Oh.
Okay. Is there any more that we want to touch base upon?
Not really.
I think I put Made in Abyss in there as an example of a subversion, because nobody has plot armor in that.
What is plot armor?
Nobody has any armor. Yeah.
I also like to point out Castlevania, because... they make it clear that, for example, the fight with Dracula in the first season, they could have died at any time, and they are holding on by the skin of their teeth. And it's not really a thing. And the only reason
they don't fight Dracula in the first season.
Is that first season, second season? Oh well, either way, the first fight with Dracula, where they get to the end of it, and with as much as they have done to prepare, with as much power as they have gained, they are still not strong enough to take him.
What about Death?
Yeah, there's the whole thing with Death later on. Again, they're not strong enough for this, and it is basically other factors on the outside that have actually contributed to make this work. Especially with Dracula, because the only reason Dracula doesn't kill them outright is because he looks like he's enjoying the fight to start off with. It's only when he gets into Alucard's room and realizes what he's done that they have any way that they could have killed him.
No, but at the same time, I think the reason why they had any advantage over Dracula was because he was so weakened, because he starved himself for over a year.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know?
But so they wouldn't have had a chance without these other factors. Any other normal state that this had been in, Dracula would have laughed and ripped the throats out. The only tangible threat to Dracula was Alucard, and even then, Dracula overpowered him in combat and was going to kill him until circumstances made things clear that he shouldn't.
He just gave up. It's just like, nah.
Yes,
I die
his
now.
His own depression caught up with him again as he realized that he was attacking his own son.
Yeah.
Yes, and so if it hadn't been for that change of heart, Dracula would have won and did win in almost every other case. So, for everything from killing off his wife in the first episode to the way they go through every encounter. It's not. It sets it up as if there's some plot armor there, but there really shouldn't have been.
Cool.
Right.
Anything else we got?
I put Guyver in here because
both ways you put Guyver in here.
Yes, I put Guyver in here for two different ways because I think Sho has some plot armor. I mean, he gets melted. And the only reason he comes back is because the Guyver regrows him.
I mean, I feel like that's some pretty serious thematic armor.
Oh no, that is plot armor. That is 100% plot armor.
I don't know.
On the other hand, his dad has 0 plot armor.
Yep.
So I think it sort of works both ways. And Sho does get psychologically tormented as well. So you could say that he also has a lack of armor in certain respects. But even I was recently looking through footage for Notice Me Senpai, and even at the end he appears out of that giant egg chrysalis thing right when he's needed. So
wait, gigantic or
I think he might be gigantic at that point. All I remember is he was in a chrysalis, and the chrysalis zooms out of Kronos and over to where the other
Mitsuki and
yeah. And he pops out there and he's like, just in time, and he saves them.
Fuck you.
Helk has 100% thematic armor because again, it's a comedy. He is the hero. He is overpowered as all hell. You expect him to do, to always survive. The only danger there is that he'll go out of control the wrong way. Guyver out of control.
True. And that's why he has a group around it. That's why he has, one specific person around him is much like Guts, a person that can help him come out of whatever dark place he goes down into. Mm-hmm.
Any other ones? Do you want to know why I put any of these other ones in here?
No, I think okay. The only one that I really want to know is Dandadan.
Dandadan has thematic armor. Because again, it feels like they should not be able to survive some of these situations. and then like they do. Now they've earned that because
they do earn it most of the time.
Like a lot of times it's based on her psychic powers or him pushing past his limits, but they do try to keep those limits pretty firmly in place. Like he can only go all out twice. But I think he does it a third time at one point.
No.
In season 2.
No, he doesn't. In season 2, he doesn't do it so much a third time, but he kind of like half does it by using his thing to increase his tempo.
No.
And it's not all out. It's just that he chooses to use the speed better.
It's just a case, I mean, it's how he uses it. So instead of actually just, going in a straight line, smashing into something, he does the attacks, as opposed to just, but again, it's a case of they're growing into their powers and things like this.
Yes.
The best one of the lot is, what's her name? Shiratori, Ira. Ira.
She's actually coming into her powers but she did start off with quite a few of them because of the way she received her powers, being a blessing rather than a curse.
Yep.
But even the ending of the second season was foreshadowed by the fact that they built the house out of this nanomaterial that responds to what you want it to do in the first place. As outrageous as that got, it was it was such a good setup for giving somebody with a nerd background building giant robot models a power, as it were.
But like Okarun surviving the end of the arc with the giant earthworm monster things, because like wasn't he encased in their digestive juices?
No, I don't know if it was digestive juices,
sludge
but
or whatever
it was the sticky stuff, whatever it was the sticky stuff.
Oh yeah,
but effectively,
I know plenty of worms that make sticky stuff like that.
Oh my god. Anyway, but the whole point is that it fills the place with its goo.
Yeah.
And then when the lava comes in, the place is collapsing and it basically forms a shell around him.
That's what it is. Lava can't,
yeah.
There are also times when they survive because of the luck of the cat,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, again, it feels like there is some serious plot armor here.
But I think it's thematic as well, because in a show where you're doing an exorcism where everyone is headbanging, I mean, it's hard to get angry at them doing stuff like that.
And they begin by recreating the fucking music scene from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I do think that the comedy aspect of this really does help towards the thematic / plot armor that the show has. But like, I mean, hell, when Turbo Granny goes and saves Momo at the very start of the series, you're just like, well, this was conveniently timed and powered. Like, a moment later, or if the possession didn't happen, this would have gone south real fast.
But it's fine. But it fits in with the tone of the show and the tension building that it does. Even though our heroes are more or less going to be fine. Like it's hard to not have a certain amount of plot armor when you're dealing with a show that's clearly not going to kill off its protagonists.
Tell that to Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
I said clearly not going to kill off its protagonists.
Anyway. Right, I think it's conclusion time.
Yeah.
The
major learning from this one, for me, was that shows can have what appears to be tone armor, but it's just so much saturation of plot armor that it recreates tone armor.
Yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I do not think that.
Like I put Dragon Ball Z in there, expecting it to totally be 100% plot armor, and Thaylien came in with, no, it's tone armor.
No, I still say it's plot armor. I still say it's 100% plot.
But again, it's one of those where the plot armor is so thick and so omnipresent that it becomes the tone.
Senzu beans.
Senzu beans. Yep.
Motherfucking senzu beans.
Yep.
Alright, okay.
Well, only one time when the senzu bean did not work.
We're going to destroy all the universes, but then because the right one won, we're going to bring them all back.
Yep. Because if they didn't wish them all back, we would have destroyed that one too. Right, okay. Yep. Shall we, Yeah, so I think do think that there is a serious thing that you can easily confuse, like, tonal or thematic armor when it's actually just plot armor, because it is just so goddamn thick.
And tonal armor is a little easier to pull off when it's a
with
comedy.
2 C's.
No, Thaylien. Right, you're in a mood, aren't you? Right, okay, should we move on to the supporter question?
I don't think he's even had anything to drink tonight.
He's always drunk. Right, so... the supporter questions. Zrul says, before we start the supporter questions, I just want to say thank you everyone for listening to our podcast so far. We really appreciate all the likes and comments everyone leaves on these episodes. We genuinely do. And if you're listening to us on something else, you can always leave a comment in Discord or hit us up on the YouTube video. But anyway, right, Zrugel also asks, if you were going to make a video game company, you just need to pick a random word to put digital in front of. Please, wait.
If you're going to make a video game company, you just need to pick a random word and put digital in front of it.
I thought it was like something digital, not digital something, right?
No, yeah.
Please... pick a theming rule, and you all make a cool anime studio name. If you each started your own studios.
Digital, we need something like film or hyper
Productions.
or yeah.
Ooh, I like hyper.
What? Hyper?
Yes,
you would
mention what hyper. So if you put hyper in front of another word, would it make a cool sounding anime production company name?
No.
Hyperpixel.
No, that's dumb.
No, not hyper then. Okay, what word then? The silence is ringing.
I'm gonna go with studio.
Ugh.
Oh,
boring.
Can't.
Why not?
Boring. No, because they are studios, so you'd have to you have to make your own studio.
It's not Science Saru Studios. It's just Science Saru.
It's not. It's not Studio Science.
Oh, it's not Studio Trigger. It's wait.
No, it's just one that you can find the example of.
No, there are others. There's, I think technically Shaft is Studio Shaft.
So that's let's how about what's something to do with regular filming?
Like production is. There's only one. That's Production IG, and that's it. Curse you, Rugel.
Yes, curse you, Rugel. What are we gonna?
Said Maya.
I like hyper, but
how did it fucking work?
Hyper Sentai.
Hyperpixel.
Yeah.
Hyper drawing.
Yeah.
Hyper. That sounds so stupid.
Well, why are they Science Saru? That doesn't sound like a studio.
Hyper Productions,
You can't have two Thaylien. That's the whole point.
No, because two Thaylien would be too much Thaylien.
Oh my god.
No,
touchscreen.
Okay. So
wait,
Nasuth, you fucking pick one. Seriously.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay, random Japanese word then.
Is that what we're going to... Random Japanese word. We're just going to go with random Japanese word studios. Random Japanese word production.
Studio.
Can Can we pick a random Japanese word then? Something like onsen or something like that.
I like
that'll
Kanpai.
be for the next one.
That's what.
Oh yeah, well no, if it was Kanpai we can agree on. What do you think? Nasuth?
Yeah, well, I'm the one that said it.
We've got Kanpai.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Kanpai Cast then.
Kanpai Studio.
No.
Kanpai Studio would then work,
Kanpai
and then we've got
Productions.
Kanpai Productions.
Hyper Kanpai.
Kanpai
that's
Filmography.
stupid. That's stupid. Kanpai
Science
Filmography.
Kanpai.
Kanpai Animations.
Kanpai Seru.
Kanpai Industries.
Kanpai IG.
What the fuck?
Instead of production
Kanpai
IG.
Trigger.
Yeah. Kanpai Kawa.
Okay, fine. Moving on to the next one. If you're going to make a hentai studio,
Who asked it?
you just need to pick a random word and put pink in front of it. Please pick a theme. Yeah. So it's pink onsen. There you go. We fucking lucked into that one. Right.
Pink onsen.
Thank you,
Right.
Nazura.
Okay.
Yes, thank you,
Moving
Nazura.
on to the
Comments.
comments from last week. First of all, we have the news. Strongest Shell says news. The lady's top with the boob window in the Hell's Paradise story was pretty impressive. Just saying, don't tell me you weren't thinking it.
I
don't even
actually
know what
did
the hell you're
not
talking
even
about.
notice until you said that,
No,
and I
man.
went back and looked at it.
Every
I'm
time
pretty
Nasuth
I'm pretty sure
interrupts
that's
makes
the,
me think he wants to read all the stories he does.
I do. I want to bring you all the news.
Strugel says, news! Love that comic annotation story. I too heard about the new No Game No Life dub. It was awful. It
And
was
if you
so
watched,
damn bad.
and if you watched this week's news, you had you heard a follow up to all that.
Yep. Cool, thanks for the news, guys. Kanpai Cast. Then we have the comments from the cast. Ricky7 says, nudes! Wait, no. Kanpai!
Kanpai.
Thaylien started off the
Spelt as
episode
can
with...
and pie.
Fucking... Thaylien started off the episode with pretty good description of a one-dimensional character, but what is a description of a...
One-dimensional
character.
Chinese
money.
one.
Zrugel says...
Mr. Krabs when dubbed into Cantonese.
Oh my god.
Zrugel says... new... Oh, wait, no. Kanpai!
Kanpai.
One-note characters, Okay, there are a ton of characters that could be described as one-dimensional or flat.
There are.
Boring characters
In fact,
usually
all of them
annoy
are
me
one-dimensional because they're Oh wait, no, they're two-dimensional.
Boring characters usually annoy me because I feel like if the writers cared, they wouldn't write flat characters. More and more lately, I like shows written by teams of people like Vox Machina or The Mighty Nine, because each character has their own story, backstory, and motivation. And that really makes the show feel alive. Or at least more than most single-note shows we get. You know, the ones where the main character is the only one who can think for themselves, and everyone seems like an NPC. Okay, sorry for the ranting. If anyone could think of other shows where main characters are believable characters, many characters are believable, let me know. I think it depends on many, because if we're talking about on the scale of My Hero Academia and shit, I got none.
No, I think even just means like the general main cast. So like Firefly has a cast of believable characters, not just the Captain Mal show, right?
But I think it's easier to do with shows like Freeren and...
Yes, a smaller cast, yeah.
Apothecary, yeah. But when you've got like an absolutely massive cast, it's just like, nah, not going to happen.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the memes. Oh, wait, sorry. This was a bit of an in the weeds episode. Not bad, but I don't think... but I don't envy you guys needing to come up with new topics each episode. New topics week.
Thaylien does his best.
I'll have
all right?
you know, it took me a whole 10 minutes to come up with that one.
And that's what we have to put up with. I enjoyed the memes, made me laugh. Strumba Shell says, not the type of flat characters I thought we would be talking about next episode. Do the curvaceous crew. You know the ones.
Flat is justice.
Flat may be justice, but...
Okay. And...
Why not? It's nearly Christmas. We could treat ourselves.
I have no idea what the hell he's banging on about. Right, so that's it for this week's comments. Time to move on to the memes. Best
Everyone's
part of the
favorite.
show. The reason why everyone's here.
You're not gonna. Oh, okay. Hey, most of our memes come from Reddit. Not all of them, but most of them. We archive them on our website because Reddit loves to get rid of them, and it makes it easier for you to just view them in general. All that's linked in the description below. You can come to our Discord and drop your memes into the meme submission channel, where we can showcase up to 6 of them per week. We don't even see them ahead of time. It's great. We have 5 of them this week, so let's do it.
Brave website pop-up asking you to use their app instead.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh my god!
Oh my lord.
So well done.
Beautiful.
What?
Beautiful.
Oh, the production.
Oh, this is a video. What's this? Is a video?
No?
It's not actually a video, though. This isn't even my final form.
Oh.
If you lose one sense, your other senses are enhanced. This is why people with no sense of humour have a heightened sense of self-importance.
Xeno.
Sorry, that's mean.
It's mean, I'm sorry. And the last viewer meme.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no!
When you get roasted by the weakest dude in the squad.
Poor Yamcha.
Oof.
All right, on to my memes.
It's how I feel whenever Xeno manages to interrupt me.
Stonks.
Stocks.
Oh my god.
December be like, the age of free red shit is over. The time for Panaru has come.
Dory.
Mm-hmm.
And then, following that up, me opening Reddit on December 1st. Sorry, cause no yoni.
Oh my god.
The government agency. With your criminal record, you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail. Or you could come and work with us. True.
Oh my god.
Next one's video.
This disrespectful kid steals people's hearts and makes fun of them. He even attacks the elderly. He continues this behavior when he grows up and enjoys making fun of people. But his best friend gets tired of his disrespect and warns him, but he gets angry and makes a rude gesture at his best friend. One day, while at the metro, his friend lures him into a trap and seals him in hopes he will change. After a long time, he manages to escape the seal, and the first thing he does is attack his friend. But his friend's older brother steps in and tells him that if he doesn't change, he will split him in two. After thinking for a bit, the disrespectful man takes his girlfriend and escapes far away.
There you go. That is the
So random.
That is the story of Hunter X Kaisen. And my last one.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the grind, twin. Go to bed, rest in bed, no wakey, don't disturb me.
Nice.
Exactly.
On to Thaylien.
What the F?
It's if Piccolo was in traffic.
Huh.
No, it's just like, why is the guy even stood on the bike? But, was it?
It's the
That's
traffic's that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got no idea what he's doing up there, but we saw it and we realised. Nvidia here, Nvidia there, buy the dip, Bitcoin is the new gold, diamond hands. We are so fucking homeless, Lawrence.
It's true. It's true.
Brilliant. I love that.
I really like men that think ahead. I already drank a litre of pineapple juice. What?
Oh, don't think about that too long if you don't know what's going on. Right, next 3 are videos.
Electronics manufacturers stop selling parts direct to consumers so they could focus on selling to AI companies, somehow generating videos of yodeling cats in the future. Some companies, when no consumer has a good computer good enough to generate yodeling cat videos.
Oof.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
You have no idea the trouble I had editing the horse out of the Godfather scene and replacing it with Goldship's head.
Cool.
Okay, all right. Lol.
I kind of thought that was relevant for a plot
Thematic, yes. Yep.
All right, on to Xeno. Yeah. Next 4 video memes.
Your mindset. I can't do it.
Oh no!
It's too difficult.
Oh my god!
It's all my fault.
Who is he?
Will I be happy?
Son of a bitch!
I hate myself.
Yes, yes! Oh my god!
Yep.
I'm gonna have to start doing that. Oh no.
This goes on for a while, so feel free to skip what you want.
I feel like we've had this before, but you know what? I don't care. It's great.
I don't know if we've had...
That was such a weird attack.
It really, really was.
Wait, Uncle Nappa!
Hey kids, how's it hanging?
What are you doing here?
Yeah, so I was having a stroke in my trailer and it did not end well.
Our condolences?
It's my fault. Shouldn't have made that extra notch in the belt.
I don't get it.
Oh my god!
But he's dead.
Fuck am I doing here? Oh no. What?
God, I wish they'd make more. Was that 1 or 2 videos? I think that was second. I think it was the first video. Yeah. Oh no! Wait, no! I'm way behind. Right, that was number 5.
Next one.
I need to go to my prep class. If I'm late, the teacher
Is this
will
right?
kill me.
This is number 5.
I'm going
Okay.
to teach you how to die. First lesson, stay still.
But I was early.
Obi, use this pen.
Despite the iconic phrase, I'd much prefer a sword.
Just yell Mercury power. Make up.
Mercury power.
Make up.
My legs are cold.
Bubble spray. Freezing my tits off.
That's what I'm saying.
No! Welcome to the team, Sailor Mercury.
Thank you. Cool magical tiara.
Thanks.
Cool bubbles. You don't need to do that. It's fine.
Yep. I always felt bad for Sailor Mercury. Right, on the last one.
She gets a much cooler attack later.
Welcome aboard, Helldivers. I'll be your trust enforcer for this mission.
Truth enforcer.
Hail, supers! Glory to managed democracy.
Hell yeah.
Correct use of the character.
Hell yeah. Cannot wait for season 2.
Cannot wait. Right. Well, that's it for the memes. That's it for this episode. That's it for
This
now.
week.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. And now it's time to bottoms up and Kanpai.
Kanpai.